All right, so you should have copy this, right? FD321 gene, save as with components, and select the same folder, and replace FD321-gene with your initial -2408. And you do the same here. Copy and paste. Just type in first, -2408. Apply. Changed. All right, okay. All right, so now I have my own didn't I? Yes. So this is the one, the genes pattern copy, right? 2408. So right click, open with pattern design, separate work area. Yes. Okay. All right. So this is a very nondescript straight fit gene. Do you know what we need to do first, right? Always first go check you are in imperial system, right? The bottom, it's in. So let's go to edit, customize preferences, right? General, no check on click and go, right? Display, check field pieces, left top corner, and skip to path. Make sure you're in device Z, storage FD321. All right, apply, save, okay. And since we're going to customize, let's check also screen layout. Okay, screen layout. And you can uncheck the quick open, so you have a little bit bigger space. Okay, if you don't really need, we don't use quick opening, so don't check that. And dots, okay, dots. Guidelines, dots, and okay. So it gives you a little bit guide, right? It helps because you know, in the computer, space, it's easier to gauge the size. All right, now these are the pattern pieces. So what I like to do is that I give you a little mathematical quiz. Are you ready? Okay, so I do a little bit of exaggerated shrinkage. Okay, so you measure the length of these pants, right? And so we spec usually, right? Did we do specking? We did last time, right? Pants specking. Okay, so you know how to spec. Okay, so this entire length, okay, is shrank 2 inches. Okay. It shrank 2 inches. Okay, so how do you measure the length of these pants? Outseam. Okay, you measure the length of the pants outseam. So either you can do the front or back. Maybe back will be a little bit easier. Okay, so take this right back, which is pattern number 4. Okay, and then you place this yoke. Yoke is number 6. Okay, let's turn off seam amount, so that'll be easier. Okay, turn off seam so you don't see seam allowance. So you have piece number 4 and piece number 6. Okay, piece number 6 and 4. Okay, and so you see this is the outseam. This is selvage jeans. That's why it's straight. So this and this will be continued. This one, right? When your yoke will be like this. So measure this line, plus height of the waistband. That will be the length. Okay. So let's find out how you measure. How do you measure the line, the length of the
verify line?
Right. Verify line length. So you click that outseam and then yoke outseam, which is this one. Okay. And right click OK. So you have measurements. Okay. 37.47 and plus 1.78. And if you zoom out, this is the waistband. Okay. So waistband is unfold, okay? Because classic jeans is the top seam has no seam, okay? So you half of that measurement is that waistband height. So how do you measure? Either you can measure the line divided by 2, or you can do verify straight, measure straight, and then you select the corner and then the fold line. So 1.5. All right, so now F3, so you add this measurement together, how much that will be? Anybody? Can do by in head. 37.47 plus 1.78 and plus 1.5, right? Is that 40.75?
It doesn't work out, but I'm not there. So
What does it say?
No, this is a license active on this device that needs to be signed out on this device at the time. But
You can use? Can you click OK?
I'm already logged in.
You already logged in, but you get log out first. Okay, so did you get the 40 3/4? All right, actually, so everybody's 40. Okay, so let's do this. Because all right, so 40, what was that? 40, okay, 40.75. Okay, so that's the length, right? So that pant length 47 inches. Okay, it shrank. All right. So how do you get the percentage? How many percent it shrank?
40.75 multiplied by 0.0%.
Say that again.
40.75 multiplied or divided. I don't know. I think it's multiply and then that value minus the first value.
Multiply with what? By what?
By 0.02.
Oh, I see. 0.02.
Yeah. And then this result minus 40.75.
This minus?
Minus 40.75. And that's the original length of the pants after the shrinkage.
After, okay, I'm confused.
How
Okay,
would you do
no. I guess I didn't explain properly. Okay, so so all right. So it shrunk. That means it came back 38.75. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that will be the final value for the pants length.
Are you following her?
I feel like it would be easier if
sounds correct, but I don't understand.
If like I could write on the board the way that I thought. Is
Anybody
it right
else?
or wrong?
No. Anybody else? How do you do that? I need to do this by calculator. I thought I was right, but I'm not probably. Let me see before embarrass myself.
Why was it so much math just for it to go down 2 inches?
What?
So much math that's just minus 2.
I'm doing the calculus that I do when I'm in a store and I want to calculate how would be the sale.
Right.
Because it's not 20%, it's 2%. But
it
it shrinks to into 2%.
Yeah.
Anybody
that's
else?
That's what it
why.
was. Yeah.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
2 divided by 40%.
Right, that's what I thought. This should be
Yeah.
simple. But then it doesn't look like a number. It doesn't feel like the one.
No, I know. I thought I
2 divided by 4. But the number doesn't seem right.
So, Professor, the shrink is 2 inches or 2%?
5%.
5?
That's what I think. All right. So I usually do is the amount is shrunk, which is 2 inches, right? 2 divided by 4, 40.75. But I may be wrong. So that will be 5%.
Oh, so wait, let me
My,
try.
yeah. Do you agree? So, but I can find out. So let's say it's 5%, right? So let's leave it for now. And I'm going to show you how to apply shrinkage, all right? So, I'm going to do this one. Now, when you do shrinkage, the problem is, okay, you know, stretch jeans, okay? A lot of, especially women jeans, a lot of, almost all of them is a stretch, right? You notice that? It's very hard to find a really regular denim. Yeah. So that's getting really difficult because when you traditionally jeans waistband, yoke cut on a straight grain, okay, and the pants is this grain. Okay, so if you apply shrinkage in this direction, okay, you know what's going to happen, right? It will shrink this direction. Okay, so that's not right. So you need to actually change the grain line so that shrinkage will follow. Apply the same way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? So, but if you cut this direction, if you still want to do that, what do you need to do? Do you understand? Because you see, if the shrinkage is on the Y direction, okay, so this will shrink. Right, this will shrink. Then if this shrink, then you see the body here, it doesn't shrink. So you see, you can't sew together. Yeah. So no, that's why you have to make all cut the same grain. That's what happens with you, especially stretching. So you look at it. If you see, that's usually the case. So we need to turn this one, okay? Yoke and the waistband, okay? Cut on cross grain, right? So how do you rotate pattern pieces? Rotate pattern pieces. Modify, right? Modify. Piece action, rotate. Modify, piece action, rotate. Okay. And we're going to rotate clockwise, CW is clockwise, 90 degrees. Okay. Clockwise, 90. Okay, here. CW 90. And you click your 2 yokes and then waistband. And right click OK. All right. So just because you rotated, that means have you changed grain line? No. What you need to do after that? Right, realign, right? Same here. Right next to rotate, you have realign. Realign, and make sure you check realign grain, not the piece. Realign grain, check that, and you click the grain lines. Okay, realign right here, right? Realign. And on the user input, make sure you check realign grain, not the piece. Realign grain, and click the grain line. Okay, so let's do a little bit of experiment here, all right? So I like to watch my demo, okay? So I do only these 3 pieces just to do experiment, okay? So can I get rid of this one here? Can I close it? I don't know, it doesn't go away. Anyway, so where you find the shrinkage is under advanced, and you have, wait here, fabric, shrink, stretch, and scale. Okay, so we do both of this today. Okay, so let's select shrink. Only you can use shrink and stretch if you have percentage number. Okay, so that's why we need to figure it out, percentage. Okay, so now see, this is where you really want to, you know, I made a big mistake one time. So if you are doing computer pattern making, right? Remember first day I explained Cartesian graph, remember that? This is X axis, right? This is Y axis on the computer, okay? So the length on when you wear jeans, which one is X and Y? This is X, okay? Do you understand? This is the X, this is the Y. Y shrinkage is the width, X shrinkage is the length. Okay, but in reality, if you look at it, usually this is the X, right? And this is the Y. Right? So that's why you need to be careful, because we will stick to this computer logics here. Okay? So the lengthwise the X axis. Okay. So the shrinkage, it's only shrinking in the lengthwise. So we need to enter shrinkage in X box. Okay, so the shrinkage is, we said, how much did we say?
5%.
Okay, so minus 5.
Professor, where do we find the shrinkage?
Don't look at my demo first, okay? So click. See, it grew, right? Did you see that? Let me do it again.
Oh.
Okay, so I will do advanced shrink. So I enter minus 5%. So I will click. It got bigger, right? Now, if I add it, this is when I can find out whether we did correct. And so, 1.58 plus 1.85 plus 39.45 equals 42.8. How much was the original length? 40. So it's about right. Just don't take 1/8 off, but it's close, right? So that's how you apply shrinkage. Now, just I want you to look at the. Do you see this little what do you call it, Rosen shape? You know, this shape. This indicates shrinkage is applied. Okay, but once you save, this symbol disappears. Okay, so when you are really working, let's say when you're working on shrinkage, you always make separate set first. Okay, and then you name with the shrinkage percent, 5% something. So you always, because it's very easy to get confused. Okay, it creates such a mess.
So
You can.
Is
Huh?
the same technique used for like stretch, like afterward?
Stretch. Oh yes. So shrinkage compared to stretch is actually easy to deal with. Okay, what is stretch? What are you talking about when you say stretch?
Like an active, right? Like you relax.
Oh, okay, stretch. Okay, no. What I mean by stretch is that cuttings on it, it grows. Don't you have that? Every time you wear, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, that's called stretch. That's a serious problem because it never stops growing. It seems like. Okay, so that is I work that type of garment. At one point, I couldn't even nail it because it's just I don't know where to stop. So that's even worse. Okay, because it gets bigger and bigger every time you spec. So, but that is also used for especially cuttings on it because it grows. So you will make it basically smaller, right? And then you wear it gets a little bit bigger, so you account for the growth. Okay, so that is we call it stretch. Okay, so you enter positive number, so pattern will become a little bit smaller. Okay, whereas this one gets a little bit bigger, right? Because it's going to shrink, expect to become smaller.
And so then how would you use this like software for like active wear, like a pair of buttons? Because you also have to kind of
Okay, yes. Okay, so you took stretch fundamental. Everybody, right? Are you taking now? Okay. Don't you find out that there's a special ruler, and then when you stretch the fabric, I find it's really not accurate because you can stretch really hard or stretch a little less, but you will just kind of follow, just stretch gently, and you find the fabric. What do you call that? I forgot the name. You can measure how stretched that fabric is, right? No?
We were not, at least my professor didn't show us this ruler.
Yeah, that's.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Stretch fundamental?
I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little, it's little short metal ruler, and it has,
The shrinkage?
Yeah, the number.
No, the shrinkage.
Okay. Well, then ask your professor. Can you show us how to do this? But anyway, so then you find out how much the stretch of the fabric. Okay. So let's say with 10 inches, right? Then it will stretch to like 12 inches, for example. So you can gauge how stretched that is. So if you find out that number, that usually by not a percentage, by number or inches or so, then you can scale it to smaller.
Okay.
Yes, like a legging, for example, you make it. So after you create the block, and then you found the fabric even more stretchy fabric. Okay, so in that case, if you use the pattern, it looks a little looser. So you want to make it still more tighter fit. So then you will basically shrink it to,
So you just
Yes, you can. Yes. So let me get back to that part after this. Okay, you can do that. All right. So this is how. So again, you need to find out percentage first in order to use this. Okay. Then you can apply to this. Okay. So let's do this together. I'm going to F10 and place all these pattern pieces. Oh, all right. Before we do that, I want to address this unique problem that I mentioned. Okay, so let's see what happens. So if you didn't change the grain line, right? Let's say if I didn't change the grain line, okay. So what would happen? Okay, because this is really, really headache when you have shrinkage and then XY shrinkage is different. Okay, because some fabric shrinks in both directions. Okay, become tighter and then shorter. Okay, so if you become designer, okay, I know you can't resist pick, oh, this is fabulous fabric, right? Because a lot of fabrics, beautiful looking fabric has a lot of problems. Okay, that's generally true. Okay, but very hard to handle. Okay, so You find all very nice, this denim or this tweed or whatever you find, okay? Then always has a problem like a shrinkage, okay? So if you have shrinkage more than 2%, you don't want to use that. 2% seems, 5%, I did this little exaggeration, okay? 2% is already big. If you do 2%, it's really getting into a little trouble, okay? So I'm sure you don't want to be restricted your creativity by all this technical stuff, but that's the reality actually. So that's you kind of have to deal with that. So if you have fabric that has shrinkage a lot, you know, because you do. So this is what I'm talking about. So if I minus 5%, right? So if I apply shrinkage, okay, so shrinkage. Let me do everything. Boom. So I apply everything. Okay. So let's measure. I'm going to walk front and the back. And verify, modify, rotate. Okay. So let me split, modify. Okay, so this one is that center front. Okay, so I'm going to walk this. Verify walk. So I'm going to walk from the center front to pocket to the yoke, right? So that will complete whole half of the waist, right? Center front to center back. And right click OK. And I will start from waist center back, change direction. Okay. So here, walk, and then to the pocket, and then to the back. Okay. So you see this much different. Center back. Okay, that means verify straight. So this point to this point. So like a 3/8 different, right? Waistband is 3/8 shorter. Are you following? Because when you cut the grain line, you know, yoke and waistband is straight grain. Okay, so so that's what happens. So how you deal with that? If you still want to cut in the original grain, then when you have this situation, you kind of have to, you know, finagle. Is that a say? Finagle a little bit, right? Just take in the sideways a little bit there. You see, kind of cheat, so that at least you can sew pieces together. Okay. So this is one of the example. It's getting really messy when you have shrinkage. You really have to think about grain, right? And then, so it's not really easy to deal with. Okay. So I hope you understand how, you know, shrinkage actually is an important factor in, especially denim production. Okay. All right. So, having said that, we're going to practice here, right? So, you change the grain line, right? Yoke. Okay. So let's make sure you change the grain line of the other one, because you have two yokes. Okay. Place all tiled. So you're going to change grain line, waistband, and then two yokes. Okay. And this doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So modify, rotate, and clockwise 90 degrees. Click, click, click. And realign piece. Click, click, click. Okay. So now waistband, yoke, and all the body, the front and the back pants, in the same grain. Okay. Now put this pocket bag aside because this one cut in pocketing. Okay. Although, okay, because if you put it aside, if the measurements are not that big, you can kind of, you know, stretch and ease it in. But if the number is big, you want to apply a shrinkage the same to the other pocket bag so that at least you can sew this together. Do you know what I'm talking about? So then after you wash, it may, you know, doesn't look like flat, but probably it's not that bad. So, but for this one, let's place this, put aside, okay? And then only apply to the self fabric, okay? All right, so where do we go? Go to advanced.
Professor, what did you do to your flies?
Flies. Oh, here. So flies. These are here too. Sorry, I forgot. Put this here. Everything except pocket bag. Okay. All right. So we're going to advanced. Okay. Shrink and stretch. Okay. And make sure you check percentage. Okay. Check percentage. And then X box, you enter -5. Okay. And the Y is 0. Okay. Then you will, I think you can do marquee like that. Yes. You can select with the marquee and right click OK. Right click OK. Okay. Now do you see how you call the shape? Lozenge? Lozenge? Lozenge. No? Lozenge. I think lozenge. Anyways, what did you do? Okay, all right. Now, so you're going to save now. Okay, File, Save. Right click, select all. Okay, so what I usually do is that piece number 1. Piece number 1 is this one, right? Oh, no, this one. Okay, this is piece number 1. Right front is piece number 1, right? I usually write a little annotation, how much shrinkage applied. Okay, so how do you add annotation? If you want to write something? No.
But you can add an annotation.
Really?
Edit annotation.
Yes, you need to create first. Create text annotation. And then you can click maybe about here on the side. Left click first, right click OK, and the box will apply, right? So you say shrinkage -5% applied. And click apply first, okay? And then push this box aside. And you're going to look at it. Is this size good? Or if not, you can change the character size. Change from default to, for example, 0.1. Oh, it's too small. And then, I got it. So edit. If the box disappeared, you go to edit, annotation, and then left click and right click OK. And then the character size, sorry, 1. Oh, that's really too big. So let's say 0.5. So you see, this is a little primitive here. We don't have any font size or, you only have one font. And then you can move. You can rotate, you can delete, you can copy. This is where you can, edit. So I say OK. So you see, shrinkage -5% applied. So that will, keep that, this is shrinkage applied. Any questions?
Do you usually add that to all of the pattern pieces? The shrinkage applied, or just one?
Just one is usually in the model. Also, you can write in the model. Yes. Yeah. How we do it? Good. All right. So if this was the lengthwise shrinkage, but often the common one is width shrinkage, right? So in that case, also you have to find out how much garment shrank and find out percentage, and you apply the shrinkage in the X box in that case. Then do that. Okay. All right. So so this is, if you are done, save, and then you can zip file and you can submit. Okay. Then I'm gonna address other shrinkage related topics.
We should put the date of today
Mm-hmm.
and submit it
Yeah,
on
that'll be,
Brightspace.
yes. No, someone open. Design. Okay. I'm going to do a little quick demo. Okay. Let's say you have, you know, like a motorcycle jacket or like a bomber jacket has a little placket, right? Underlap. I'm talking about. So here, let's say if you have and then you're gonna have, let me see. I'm just do it randomly. Let's see, you have this top stitch detail like that on the, okay, so let's see. Modify, smooth. Okay. So let's say you created this nice top stitch detail like this, and then suddenly you are asked, oh, you need to make this 1 inch shorter. You understand? This center front, you have to make a 1 inch shorter. Oops, what can you do with that? Top stitch detail. You can't just chop 1 inch, right? That you don't want to do that. So how would you fix?
Doesn't the shrink tool work for that too?
Okay.
If we select everything, we'll shrink the top stitch as well.
Okay. So that works too, but I have another one. It's scaling. Okay. Right next to scale. Okay. So I know how much I need to make this. I know the number. I need to make 1 inch shorter, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to measure this one here. So right now is how much? No. So this length is 41.44. Okay. So I need to make 1 inch shorter, 40.44. Okay. So I can use advanced scale, okay, and linear, okay, linear. So y doesn't change. X minus 1, okay. Linear meaning actual measurement, okay. So what I wanted to make 1 inch shorter, okay. So like that, and I will click this. See, it will automatically, you know, scale it so that you don't really need to redraw lines. So that is the very useful, okay. Same thing if you have, let me create just a little bit of placket here. And if you have like a button, right? More typically, you have offset even. Let me do it right here. Create and right click multiple proportional online. And this one you want to do half an inch. I think I'm in a centimeter, no? No, okay, good. So this one, I'm going to do 2 inches. let's say like this, and I'm going to do drill. Bold, how many? 5 and 0.25. Okay. So, oh, I think I did the wrong piece. Create copy. All right. So you see you have placket like this, buttons already placed, right? And again, you need to make, let's say, 1 inch shorter. Okay. So, you know, if you do 1 inch shorter, it's the button placement is a little bit problem, right? So the situation like this, you can do the exact same way. Advanced scale, and then let's say -1. Let's do -2 this time. -2. And if you click, see, it will automatically scale down all the same button placement, everything. So that's why it's you know, very useful if you have button placement or top set detail like this. It will automatically scale it down or up, bigger and smaller. So that's the scaling. Okay. So I use this often, like this situation, the button placement especially. And what else I use? Oh, like a new quilting, you know, the winter jacket has a quilting detail. That is also very, very helpful. If I don't have that, I have to, you know, draw the lines, you know, so that takes more time. So this is really helpful. So it's a really time-saving tool. Okay, that's the scaling something. So scaling you can do both in linear or percentage. Okay, but when you use a little bit tricky here, and when you do scaling, if you do percentage, it's based on 100. Okay, so 100 meaning 0, basically. It doesn't change. Okay, so if you do y in 200, that means double the y direction. So let's click this one here. See? Okay, so when you do linear and scale percentage, is based on 100. Okay, not the shrinkage -5%. It's different here. So just to make sure, this scale and shrinkage is different. Okay. Okay. F3. Okay. So that is the these two tools. I hope you know how to use now, right? Questions?
Does it work the same way for grading?
How grading meaning what?
Like on the small scale.
So the grading you don't use. Well, let's say if you want to make it just one size bigger, yes, probably this is faster than applying grading.
Can you grade it with the software, or is it a different?
You will learn how to grade in this program. Okay, this whole set here, grade. See, grade all this here, but you're not going to become a grader. So we do just very minimal. You know, it's the idea how the grading works in this program. So that's we do exercise with the airline Scott in coming weeks. Okay. All right. So now let's do the last part, exercise. So you have a question. Okay. All right. So in your folder, you have FD. How did I name? Let me see. Sloper. What's that? Sloper. Oh, well, it's not here. Sloper. So I put it here. No. All right. FD321 is a slope. Okay, there we go. And we'll copy component. Okay. So now again, this one, all right? So I like you to save with same number, okay? Your initial and then 20 same style, same number. What do you call it? 2408, right? So to save a 2408. sloper. So you right click, save as with components, and FD321, okay, and the FD217 change to your initial dash 2408, okay.
No, I think it's gonna be 09.
No, same. You can do the same. There's the same project. Today's project, 28. Okay. And dash 2408. Okay. All right. So now you have your own set, right? So you save, replace 24 FD217 with your initial dash 2408. Okay. Okay, I guess I forgot to print this thing here. Let's see.
I was gonna ask if you was going to give us the slopers.
Yeah, that's a sloper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do something challenging. I don't want to give you easy ones, so. Did you, when you also did that manipulation draping class, no?
Yes.
Right? What did you do? Yeah, but didn't you have to come up with your own ideas?
Yes.
Right? What, like you have to change that into other design. So just change the position, that's it? So after we do basic exercise, I want you to try a couple original design. Okay, original design. Okay. Pass it around. So let's start with the first exercise. So you're going to open this one, right click, open with pattern design, separate work area. Now let's do only piece number one. First one, front. Let's do with this. Okay, we exercise on the front. So I don't have So you want to do first this. Okay. All right. So how do you want to change that to that? Right now to the waist. If this is the paper pattern, right now that is here, right? How do you do that?
We should draw first a line from the center of the shoulder all the way to the beginning of the dart.
Yeah.
And then transfer the fullness of the dart to the shoulder line, and then it will open.
Okay. Suppose this dart point is on apex. Okay. Do you understand? It's not shortened. Okay. Suppose this is exactly where apex is. Okay. So we. Okay. Then you're going to draw the line up here, and then cut and then close.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So how do you do that in a computer? Is okay. You go to advanced and darts manipulate. Okay, darts manipulate. So the drop-down menu, first you see rotate. Okay, so when you select the rotate, watch my demo first. Okay, manipulate, rotate. Okay, so it's first one, select rotate. Then make sure you select point, and then follow the prompt here. So it says select the dots to rotate. So you click the dot. Okay, select the rotation point, which is exactly that point. Hold line, center front, opening point on the shoulder. But you see, if you look at the cursor shape, what does it tell you?
That there's different options.
Right. So right click right, right click midpoint. Okay, so I select midpoint and then left click shoulder and right click OK. All right, so let's do that together. Okay. What is this one? Okay, so advanced. Okay, select the tab advanced, and on the ribbon in the middle you see dots, and you select the manipulate, and then click the down arrow, and you select the first one, rotate. Okay, so make sure on the right side user input you select point. Okay, then just follow that steps. Select the dot to rotate, click the dot. Select the rotation point, which is dot point. Select the hold line, which is center front. Okay, select the opening point. This is where you right click. Okay, you right click midpoint. Click midpoint twice so that this box disappears. And you left click the shoulder line and right click OK. Got that? Okay, so once you're done, you will file save as. Okay, and here you dash shoulder. Okay, just add a shoulder. Okay, save as front dash shoulder. Save.
Just remind, did you click save as?
Save as.
The window shoulder?
Save as and click the piece.
Okay.
All right, then save. All right, then you're gonna pull that again from the top. Pull the front again, original front piece. Okay. All right. So the next one, I would like you to do. Oh, I thought I did something permanent marker or something. All right. So next one, I like you to do this. Okay. Side dart, 2 inches from the armpit. Ooh, how you do that? Well, that will be extra step. That will be extra step. Well, if this is paper pattern, you mark 2 inches down and then draw the line, right? You will measure 2 inches and draw the line, right? Okay. So how you do that in the computer? So same, stay is the same tool, manipulate, rotate, okay? Now, remember, okay, select the dots to rotate, this one, right? Rotation point, the same step. And then hold line center front. So up to this point, the same, okay? Then when it gets to opening point, you see again, you have options, and you can do right click, distance from point, click twice, and select the armpit, and -2, and right click OK. No? Got that? Oh, I see. Okay, but all right. Got that? All right. So this is how you enter by, reference point. Okay. So you can do, from the side French dots, for example, right? So maybe 1 inch from the sideways. So something you can do that. All right. So again, now this file save as side dots. You enter dash side.
Oh, Professor, I got lost after the rotate.
Yeah, rotate. Wait. Manipulate, rotate.
Rotate.
Dot point and center front, and then
right point.
Move your cursor in the work area.
Here.
Select the opening point. Yes. So right click. Right click. Distance from point twice, and then select the armpit. Click the armpit.
Here.
So you need to slide it down. Slide it up all the way to that. Okay.
Here.
-2. -2, right? Because, yeah. -2. All right. Save as with side and save.
Wait.
Wait. Huh? That's good. Right click, OK. No, you don't need to. You're not shortening for this part. All right. Now, I know this now, I think, a piece of cake for you, right? So let's do just a little bit different. How's that? I give you extra credit if you can solve this. It has to be a dot, yes. Or C.
Does it have to be evenly distributed? So like let's say the bottom of the letter is 2 inches.
The whole thing will be, yes.
But do they have to be evenly dispersed between the two? So this one has to be 1 inch and then this one. I don't know.
I know you're thinking. Who got the answer? Oh, well, you need to pull from, sorry, I forgot. Make sure you get the new front, right? Who thinks solved this problem? Anybody? It's easier than you think. Hirotaro-kun, どうですか? What did you figure it out? Yeah, only this line. So here, it's unfold, no seam.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is like, you know, what do you call that? The pattern magic or something? Pattern magic? What do you call pattern magic? The popular one, right? I'm sure that it's something like that in the book.
Is it just like two darts, one going from here and then one at the like neckline?
No.
No, the middle one is a triangle like this, and the one is
I think you're thinking a little too hard.
No, it's because we know how to do it on the paper, but we don't know how to do it on the system.
Close.
Close, yeah.
Yes, close. Yes. Almost. So you see, yours is right now. This.
Almost.
Yes, that's it. Huh? You get it? Yes. Okay, so let me do that. So here, first, I would draw a guideline because, you know, you want to be absolutely horizontal from this one. So you will draw this guideline like this. Okay. Then you do just regular dot manipulation. Okay. Select the dot, rotate. Rotation point, dot point. Okay. Hold line, I do like a hemline. Okay. Hold line, you do hemline. Okay. Hem at the waistline. And opening point, you carefully go there and then find this intersecting point. Okay. And right click OK. And right click OK. So this, then you will go to modify piece action mirror, and then you will uncheck fold after mirror. So it'll be like this. This will be the pattern. Yes. So I think it's better if you draw straight guideline from that point, and you can hold down shift key so they go vertical direction. Okay. Then, if you want to be really absolutely accurate, okay, you can verify, measure this point here, this point, and this point, so that you don't really try to hit the intersecting point, right? So 6.28. And now you're ready to do manipulation. Advanced, manipulate, rotate, select the dots, dot point, hold line. So this is where if you select the hold line neckline, and then right click to distance from. So from here, minus 6.28. Okay, so if you see, this will be see Hirotaro's one is like that. This is a T instead of upside down T. Okay, so this one, so you know, often this one typically you see the like evening gown. You see, you have this like design, right? This is how, you know, typical dot manipulation. You will open the front and it will showing so that you see the often like evening gown like that. All right, so you save this with a center. Okay, file, save as center.
Should we do the two versions?
No, one is enough.
Okay.
Center. Yes.
Measure distance from which point? Oh, it already opened it. But like,
Oh, so you can do
like
So
here.
you don't need to. Then try click the
Oh,
intersecting and slide it down, hold it down.
how do you
There you go. Okay. Reach
Oh,
and select the point to. Oh, you're measuring. Can you start again?
how do I just cover that? Oh, it's
Hold on. No. Hold on. Yes.
how do you
Click on
hold
it.
it?
how did you open your pattern?
Go to view. About select. Go to mirror. Click it and then drop down. It should say unfold. And then click the pattern.
Oh, I think I didn't hear it first.
Yeah, there's no done yet. Need to mirror first. One, two. P sections.
You know what? Right click, delete one more. Okay.
So what do I need?
Huh?
So this is the thing.
Yeah. So you hold yes. That you get key upside down key.
How did you mirror it?
Just
So
go to
you
piece
follow
action,
it?
mirror,
Okay.
and then do this as the mirror line.
In
All
which
right.
part?
So what I like you to do
Section.
is
Okay. Why do you have like the same actions in different sections?
because it gives you options. You see, that's why.
But
Don't you want to have options?
it's just to confuse us. They should use different names.
Okay, I can suggest a program developer.
And you have to remember different
Yeah. All right, so what I'd like you to do next is that little creative one, okay, which probably not practical, but I will. So then, at least I want you to try one design, okay, one design after I did my demo. Yes? Is it over here? Yes, okay. All right, so, all right. Let's do this. Let's say I want to do something, the little bit corner. You see this little, or when you can do like curve, something like that. Okay. So how you do that? Okay. So I'm gonna do that. All right. May I have your attention, please? Okay. So you can draw any line that will turn into dots. Okay. So in order to do that, you need to create line digitize. Okay. So this is freehand drawing. So I'm gonna start from right here, and I'll do, what did I say? Like a zigzag line, right? So I'll do this, and like that. So when you do, you have to end the point, periphery of the dot point. You can't select the dot point. Do you understand? Something like this, really close, but not really on the dot point. And right click OK. All right. So you draw the line first. Okay. Right click OK. Okay. Now once you created the line, you will go to Advanced, Manipulate, Rotate. Now, when you do that, you need to change to internal line instead of point because it's not a point dot manipulation. Okay. So you select switch to internal line. Okay, then you select the dots, which is this one, and then select the pivot. Select a pivot location on an internal line that will be converted to a dot, meaning this point. Okay, and I'm going to select hold line. I don't have any internal line to move with, so just right click OK, and right click OK. Right? Don't worry about that. You're not going to sew. Somebody will sew for you.
No,
so.
no, that would be hard to do it on
Okay.
paper.
All right. So, or you can do like this. You can, for example, you can do also curve line, right? So when you do digitize this line, you can, same as Illustrator, okay? So you right click to curve, okay? So then you can do curve line, okay? And you can switch to line is corner, okay? So you draw the line that you like, and then try to create something that, okay? So you can use this one. I gave it to you, but if you don't want, you can do that. Just, you want to draw the idea first or not? That's fine.
Can you redo the internal line?
Internal, yes. Okay, so, well, you need to draw the line first, okay? So let me see, this time I'm going to do from here. This curve line. Like this, for example, right? And then you go to advanced, dot, manipulate, rotate, okay? This is where you need to change the internal line, okay? Select internal line, then you follow the same step. Select the dot, rotate, which is this one. And then next one, sorry, instead of selecting the dot point, you select the internal line. This is the line you created, pivot point, which is this point, okay? And hold line is here, and I don't have any internal line, so I just right click OK, right click OK. Okay, so this one you save as creative, okay? Save as, and you will add creative, save.
So we're trying to ring the curvy one.
Curvy one?
It didn't work.
Well, what do you mean didn't work?
Like the internal line said that it's not working.
Well, you have to start from a perimeter line. You can't start from inside. When you draw the line, you have to start from the edge of the pattern. Yes.
So I was asking to select open line. I right click and which options to choose.
Are you doing the creative one? So after you select the dots, right? And then the other one we did dot point. Instead of select the dot point, end point of the line you drew. That's the pivot point. And then rest the same procedure. Now I know I asked you to do creative skirt. Like you to do a few student you want to share with us?